3 months after being convicted on prostitution charges, Sean Diddy Combs will be sentenced by a federal judge. The music mogul has been in a New York prison for the last 13 months after a jury convicted him in July on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution under the Mann Act. The charge carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. He was acquitted on the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. But attorneys tell me he likely won't get the maximum sentence.
My guess is that Diddy will probably get between 2 and 4 years. And the reason is this, it's his first time offense. This type of crime is a non-violent, consensual crime. And even though it has up to 10 years, I think the judge is going to take into consideration the fact that the prosecution largely lost on the bigger claims and were reduced down to these 2 prostitution claims. And the fact that there's no prior convictions.
But I think he's going to get more than the 14 months that the defense is recommending. The fact that Judge Subramanian didn't release him on bond when he was just convicted of the 2 Mann Act violations, which were by far and away the least serious charges.
How much time Diddy gets depends on a number of factors, including federal sentencing guidelines, whether or not he's been rehabilitated, and the nature of the crime he's been convicted of.
You know, Diddy's defense team is arguing, hey, he's a new man. He stopped drinking after 25 years. He's been teaching other inmates skills. He's been a model inmate. He has a different outtake on life. And he's a new man and he's going to do good things. Plus, he's already suffered. But certainly the prosecution is going to want as much time as possible. And to be very honest, they're going to try to overcompensate for the loss. They're going to try to overcompensate for not having been able to successfully prosecute him on RICO and sex trafficking. So they're going to go for probably even more than the 4 to 5 years they initially thought.
The judge in this case will get recommendations from prosecutors, defense attorneys, and the probation office, who has spent the last months conducting their own fact-finding on sentencing.
The judge oftentimes will go with probation's recommendation because they're considered a more neutral party. The U.S. probation officer will talk to family members. They'll want to know, okay, if this person is put on supervised release, if this person gets time served, what are they going to do out in the community? Do their family support? Do their financial support? What's their education? Obviously, Diddy is not your typical criminal defendant. He has almost unlimited financial means. He's got a lot of resources.
Ultimately, the judge will be the final decision maker, and he could very well sentence Diddy to time served, which means he could go home the same day. But once that sentence comes down, Diddy will likely still be on the road to appeal.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.